if you have a family, this is a place to come.
We were actually supposed to come here last year and we had to cancel for some reason.
When you open your slides, like you kind of have to maneuver around the trees. It doesn't make sense. Will we be back? And at this point,
I hear screaming back there. Now this is a deal breaker we don't usually mention, and we should actually add this to our list. This is a campground that one of our subscribers had mentioned to us. So if you're out there, thank you. It's a very versatile campground. We're going to really go into the meat and potatoes of it, but it's something that we're not sure we will come back to.
One of the great tools that we use and many other RVers use is the official sponsor of this video. It's going to be campgroundviews.com. And you may be asking yourself what that is. Essentially, it is like a Google Earth for campgrounds. It allows you to visit a campground and see it virtually, site by site.
Right, the size, how close you are to other campers. You know, you show up to a campground totally not expecting what you see. This is gonna help you eliminate any of those issues. They have now on their website, 65% of all the recreation.gov properties, all of the state park campgrounds in Oregon, Washington, Utah, Arizona, and Louisiana. They are live. In addition, they have a large proportion of the state parks in California and New Mexico too.
That's not including all the private campgrounds. Campgroundviews.com was started by Mark Kep, who is a full-time RVer and got frustrated with showing up to campgrounds and not getting what you signed up for. And that's happened to us a bunch of times. What's pretty awesome, they have different types of memberships from 1 month up to 5 years. But if you use the discount code Endless RVing, you're going to get 25% off whatever membership you decide to get. Guys, this is created by a RVer. It's supported by RVers. They are growing really quickly. A couple of years ago, they were like 150 campgrounds. Now they are over 1,250 with over 35,000 campsites. So go check them out. Their link will be below. So it is early in the morning. Where we are is at Waubeeka Family Campground in Copake, New York. It's about 2.5 hours from us. Beautiful area up here in, like, I don't know, is this considered upstate?
I don't even know. This is
I'm not really sure if this is upstate, but it's a really nice area, a lot of farms. We're gonna go through our Endless RV and perfect campground criteria. We're gonna show you what we like, what we don't like, and ultimately what we think of this campground.
So let's dive into the must-haves. We have to kind of keep it down because it is very early. So the first one is location.
Yeah, locations, like I said earlier, is about 2.5 hours from us in northern New Jersey. To give it a kind of reference, it's about 50 minutes from Kingston, New York, about an hour, 5 minutes from Woodstock. It's not right off the highway. That's, well, it's kind of off the Taconic, but you can't take RVs that way.
Yes.
So there's a lot of back roads getting here. It was a good, what, 35 minutes off the thruway or so?
Yeah.
But all the roads are accessible. There was no issue with that. One of the nice things is once you get off the thruway, there wasn't a lot of traffic, and that is a really nice thing.
Well, after our last Salem trip, it was a treat. So the next one is site sizes and getting in and out. Now, getting into the campground was great. It was very large. There were no issues to stop, to check in. It was plenty of room. Our site is also large, and all of the sites are pretty decent size. So we were towing, we didn't even have to unhook before we pulled into the spot. So getting, the roads to where we went, which was, it wasn't right up front. Like we had to drive to our site, plenty of room.
Talking about size, is also a really large campground. Like there's a lot going on here. Mostly seasonal. It seems to be a couple transients, like not many, maybe a handful that we were seeing. It's mostly seasonals.
The next thing is level sites. We really didn't have to level much at all. And looking around, it is pretty flat. Most people have a pretty level site, so that's really, really good. The next one is allow pets, and I actually see a beautiful golden retriever coming up. So yes, they do allow pets. Let's get into the like-to-haves now. Full hookups. We always enjoy that. We love to boondock, but we like full hookups, and they do. We do have full hookups, and we actually said this is, I think, one of the few full hookups watch that we've had this season so far, so it's been really nice. The next thing is space. We have a lot of space where we are. We can spread our wings. We're not right on top of the person next to us. Some of the areas are a little tighter than others, but it's pretty good.
Now, the next thing we're going to is Overhang. It's a large park, so there's different sections. So you have sections where it's very wooded. Those seem to be seasonal. You have sections where it's wide open by the field. There's no overhang. And then where we're at, there's no overhang. And then there's some sections that there's just a couple of trees, it's not too bad. So it's a wide variety of different things. Now, cellular service and Wi-Fi in general, they do offer park Wi-Fi here because you can see the repeaters everywhere. It's pretty terrible. Like we normally say, we tried to get on it. We were getting like 1 mega. It was pretty bad. But
at least they offer it.
Yeah, AT&T. Now we only get 2 bars here, but it's wide open. We're getting about 118, 130 down and about 10 up. It kind of varies in and out, but that's really good.
Right, but even off the Wi-Fi, like I was getting decent service just on my phone without using the Wi-Fi. And then the next leg to have is a dog park. A lot of you have dogs and you like to travel with them, and they have a really good dog park here. The last couple we've been at haven't had a dog park. This is great. And I mentioned yesterday we were walking past it. There's, for dogs and humans, they have a lot of benches there so you can sit. Then they have all agility equipment. It's a good size park. They have an A-frame and they have rings you can jump through. I guess humans or dogs, whatever. But it's really, really fun. So this is called the Waubeeka Family Campground. Guys, this probably has more amenities than most campgrounds I've ever been to.
I think more than any.
Maybe except Fort Wilderness. It is packed with things to do.
Well, it's about a quarter of the price of Fort Wilderness. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Right. So they have horseshoes. Izzy was enjoying that. They have a gaga ball pit. They have volleyball. They have a jump pillow. They have a huge playground. They have basketball. They have little buggies you can ride around. They have an arcade. They have a food truck.
They have a lake with boats.
They have a lake that you can do swimming and boating. And they have a huge inflatable area in the middle of the lake. You could spend, as a kid, I would have been out there all day on those inflatables in the middle of the lake.
They also have a very large nature trail. And if you like outdoor activity, cycling, biking, and running, not only can you run within this facility, outside of here, there's a lot of cyclists out there. So if you like cycling, a lot of roads, wide open, a lot of scenery, farms, it's perfect for that.
So a couple other things. They have a couple bathhouses around the areas and probably the nicest showers I've ever seen on a campground. A bathroom, beautiful, nice and clean and large. They also have a pavilion so for events. And then talking about events, wow. So tomorrow is Saturday. The list of events is a mile long. Now, I don't even know if they're going to be able to have them. It's rain all day tomorrow. I feel kind of bad for the families that will be here, but it's going to be a lot going on. And then the store also is one of the largest I've seen. They have everything you could need, all types of food items, and they actually had almond milk, which you never see at a camp store, which is kind of cool. They have all different foods, snacks, dinners. They have it's like a camping store in there as well. So if you need supplies for your RV, of course, they're going to be a little higher priced than you may get somewhere else, but if you need something in a pinch, they will probably have it.
They also have tent sites if you don't have a camper. They also have log cabins, but like the trailer one. But they have from minimal up to some really nice ones with lofts, and you can have a whole family in there.
Let's talk deal breakers now. This could break the deal for us, maybe for you. Number one is breed restrictions. They do not have them. Number two is bad reviews. Now, as we always say, every place gets some bad reviews, but they have very good reviews here if you read about them, and we did before we came.
Another thing, it could be a deal breaker for some. For us, not so much, but it's the location. Now, we mentioned location earlier. Isolated location, there's not much around here. So, like the nearest that we saw, the nearest grocery store is about 15 minutes away by car. The nearest Walmart is like
25 minutes or so.
There's not much going on around here as far as the town. I saw like one diner and a general store. You know, you're kind of away from things. And then the next deal breaker would be bad landscaping. It's not the best here. It's clean. But perfect example, our site, they planted 2 trees like smack dab in the site. So when you open your slides, like you kind of have to maneuver around the trees. It doesn't make sense.
You have to strategically place your RV to be, because we parked and we're like, we can't open the slide. So then we had to move things around. And, you know, we talk about no maintenance and no, it is like, they're definitely working at it, but we've seen other parks that are a little cleaner. Now, this is a deal breaker we don't usually mention, and we should actually add this to our list.
Well, there's been one specific campground, and we won't mention, that we used to go to that we will not go to anymore because everybody has a bad attitude.
Of this, right? Attitude and people that work there, right? The workers. This campground, I think, has been one of the nicest people ever to deal with. From the first phone call when I called, we were actually supposed to come here last year and we had to cancel for some reason. They were great. They held our night as a credit and we used it towards this year. They were the nicest. We got here. They were so welcoming. They drove us to our site. They were smiling. It was really nice to see.
Well, it was nice when they had the golf cart drive us to our site. When we pulled in, the gentleman that in the golf cart, he waited. He came up to our window. He said, "Can I assist you with anything else?" we've never
No,
heard, like
not,
anywhere, we've never
not
heard
up
that
in the
before.
north. I'm like, are we in Alabama?
Yeah, so it, really good experience with that. So let's talk about the price. Now this is a private campground. You will pay more. You won't have these amenities in a state park. So let's get right into the price.
So you have 4 nights and it was $89 a night. So we are in New York. Remember, this is an expensive, more expensive area. So we're at $356 total.
Now this is a holiday weekend. It is peak season. Is it the cheapest one out there? No. For a private campground, it's very competitive. It's cheaper than a KOA. It's cheaper than Yogi Bear was obscene. Way nicer.
Yeah, tons of offerings.
Yeah, a lot of amenities here. Now the question is going to be, will we be back? And at this point, we don't know. So kids are still in school. It's right now Friday, early in the morning.
Right, this afternoon.
We are anticipating there's going to be a large influx of people coming in, but we don't know. So far, it's been very, very quiet. We want to see how this weekend plays out. We have the feeling there's going to be a lot of activity going on. We don't know, so we're putting it up there. Will we be back? It depends on what the next 2 days have to bring.
Look, guys, we're getting older. And we like to try different campgrounds because we like to bring you different reviews and get different experiences. But we are finding that we do enjoy more of the quieter.
The state campgrounds,
I hear screaming back there, and it's okay. That's great. Bring your kids, scream away. But it's, at the peak season, it's definitely not something that we're into.
But we try to go to different campgrounds because we know we have different people that watch us. A lot of people have families, and if you have a family, this is a place to come. So we go to all different types of campgrounds because we like to have different experiences. So in the comments below, let us know a couple of things. Number one, do you prefer the state campground with the old fuddy-duddies like us are becoming? We like to go to those, or the resorts, or do you like the family style resort like we're at right now? Put it in the comments below. Also, do you know of any other campgrounds in this New York area? Are we in upstate New York for those New Yorkers? I don't know. And then to the left of us, if you like videos like this, we'll put our RV campground reviews. We'll put our RV DIY review playlist. And for myself and MJ, it's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.